Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Bazil. Welcome to WildStar Wednesday. Lots of topics to get to this week, and by a lot, I actually do mean quite a few. So stick around, it's going to be a bit longer than usual show, and let's get started. In a post yesterday, Jeremy Gaffney is going to be stepping down as the President of Carbine Studios. Now, I won't go into all the details, but according to him, and as mentioned on his post, he actually had a rare form of skin cancer, and he was able to beat that, but he learned a lot of lessons because he focused on work more than trying to actually get that diagnosed and treated, and it really kind of cost him a lot. Thankfully, he is okay. He is still with us, but the events leading up to that really kind of sealed the deal that he needs to focus a little bit less on work and a little bit more on family and just kind of getting things back in order. So we wish him all the best, and it's very sad to see him go. He's been an extremely important member of Team Carbine and making WildStar what it is today. Dude, we appreciate your honesty and your no bullshit kind of policy that you have pretty much embedded in the brains of Carbine, and we hope that the next person who steps up as president shares that same limelight, because if not, the game is not going to do well, and it is really, really sad to see you go, buddy, but we do wish you all the best. The community wishes you all the best, and God bless your future endeavors, sir. So there was a post recently about, I want to say probably yesterday in the early mornings, that pretty much addressed that the devs are listening, and they do listen to all the feedback, and they just want everyone to be aware that the feedback that we are giving them is being listened to, even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes, in which, sometimes I'm going to admit it does not seem like that, which is totally acceptable because they can't answer everybody, they can't, agree with everyone, they can't put in everyone's ideas. I'll put the post in the link in the description, but it's a good read. I highly encourage you to check it out. And I guess kind of what I want to go over just a little bit is when feedback is given, you have to really kind of take into consideration that if you're doing it in a constructive way, it's going to be listened to. I know I've stated this in the past, and pretty much every time I talk about it, and it's because it's very important and very true. When you give feedback, you need to do it constructively. You can't give them some sort of flame or some sort of complaint thread because you think it's not fair that you can't do X amount of thing that another class can do, or it's not balanced, or this is too hard, or this is too easy, or and whatnot. Now, I have made those kind of threads in the past, growing up and just kind of maturing as a gamer and as a person. And those people go through those phases too. But what I think is really important is that they are listening and they are addressing things. If you listen to the Nexus Report, if you listen and follow the Twitters and the forums, they are very, very involved and engaged. So you can't be too hard on them. Now, I understand that it is really hard not to be critical and overly critical at times, which I have been definitely a component to the contributing factors, and I apologize for that. But there are times when I'm not going to, because I feel it is necessary to be overly critical. And this is one of those times that it's not necessarily to be overcritical, because what they said in the post was very accurate, and they addressed a lot of the kind of naysay stuff that has been going on over the past month, because let's be honest here, Drop 2 did not do well for the game at all. I think it very much hurt the game in terms of you should play this game, it's really cool, to, yeah, they did a lot of really bad things, you really shouldn't play this game, you should look elsewhere. And I really feel that it definitely hurt the game's reputation a bit, which is really unfortunate because the game itself is fantastic. It is definitely a guild-driven game, and by that I mean you need a guild to have fun. I definitely do not agree with them when they say that solo players will have a lot to do. I was a solo player for a while, and it just was not fun. And last night I did a lot of cool stuff with my guild, and I had a lot of fun. So it's an MMO. Most MMOs are going to be guild-focused to begin with. And it's something that the community has, I think, addressed a number of times, and I know that they're working on it. Pappy himself even said on his Twitter that they are excited to release some of the really cool stuff for the next Drusera instance, and the story continues. Drop 3 continues the story. And a lot of people, I guess, were upset about there's going to be more blight. But I want to find out what happens with that kind of stuff. I want the story to continue progressing. So, as a whole, I think it's very, very healthy for the developers once in a while to come out and say, hey, you know what? Shut up, we're listening. Deal with it. Just stop being a bunch of trolls. And Frost has said that a couple times on the Nexus Report, and now a couple other devs have come onto the forums and said, hey, you know, we are listening. You guys need to calm down. So I definitely want to kind of commend Carbine for doing that once again, because not a lot of people, or devs for that matter, have the cojones to really do that. So thank you very much, Carbine. I do appreciate the honesty. Keep it up. Moving on. Amp and ability tier unlocks are going to be changing, and I believe the next drop or patch. Now, I have not played WildStar at the time of this recording, so I'm recording this on Tuesday, video comes out Wednesday, so I'm actually going to jump on the game after I record, which you'd think I would do that beforehand, but it's not how I do things. I'm strange. So, I believe the amp changes come in this patch, which would be yesterday. If not, they come in on drop 3. So either way, they're coming. They're basically adding a lot of different ways to get single-use tier point and amp point unlocks, which are not tradable, by the way, so people cannot make money off of these. You can get them through the endgame reputation and vendors, Crimson Badlands, I believe Northern Waste as well. You can get them from increased drop chance in PvP bags, so that'll be really nice. We got a lot of single-use amp power upgrades from the Prestige vendor. We got some unlock points to gold medal veteran dungeons, which is awesome. Also non-tradable. Now, I think you can trade them inside the group because you have the X amount of time to actually do that. But this is going to extremely help the dungeons in terms of their longevity, because you're going to really want to run that gold medal veteran dungeon and get gold all the time to get a chance to drop these dropping. Now, it does say that you have to complete the dungeon in order to get a gold medal. You can't just try and go for it. You actually have to get the gold medal status. So that's good. Also, the changes to the attunement, which dropping from silver to bronze, is also going to be happening soon, which I'm very, very excited for. But the amp and ability tier point changes are just a phenomenal step forward, and I could not be happier. I think that a lot of people are going to be upset about this change because these are not tradable, and they're going to feel cheated that they can't use these and go sell them. But to be honest, that's really stupid, and you guys just need to get over yourselves. Honestly, it's a good thing, and I will very much enjoy being able to grab extra points for my abilities and amps, because 300 to 400 per amp point at the Elder Gem vendor is stupid. Just absolutely stupid. It literally will take you a month to get one. That's boring. I don't want to do that for 4 times 4 7. Math plus that equals long time. So it's dumb. It's a huge waste of time, and this will definitely increase everything. And I'm glad I've been saving my I guess reputation stuff. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work in terms of the reputation vendors. But it'll be interesting to see how this changes the gameplay a little bit, because we're going to have some different high-end builds that'll be able to use this without having to grind a bunch of crap. So that's also nice. Also, world drop increases from level 50 creatures. That they're going to have a chance to drop that as well, so that's going to be huge. Maybe I'll start farming, which will be weird, because farming is something that I swear I would never do again, but hey, whatever. Next thing I want to go over, and kind of the thing that I'm really, really excited for, being a huge PvP guy. The ratings will be reset next drop. Drop 3, all PvP ratings, boom, instantly reset to minimum rank. So this is going to allow the players that have the skill to compete go up there. Now, this is going to be an interesting formula, because they're changing the stats in the PvP gear and some of the gears in total. and it'll be very, I don't want to say different, but it's going to be very interesting, I think is a better word, to see how this is going to affect the PvP scene. Now, as you guys know, I've been trying to do PvP content on my channel, and there's nothing happening because no one PvPs anymore. The only really active server right now is Pergo, and I'm not transferring because I don't want to transfer. I like my guild, I like the server I'm on, and there's some really good people here. I play on Exiles on Pago, and there's some really, really good PvPers on here. A lot of my partners have said I will come back on Drop 3. In fact, if not all of my partners have said that, which really, really is unfortunate. I mean, even Rhythm left the game to go play Minecraft, which just made me want to punch him, but that's okay. I think that in terms of the ratings getting reset, it is something that is a good change. And a lot of people are going to say, well, then we're just going to have a bunch of 1800 geared people just kicking the crap out of all the newbies. But the new PvP tiers are coming into play, the new gear's coming into play, so that's all going to change, which is going to be fantastic. And I could not be happier with that. Now, the big thing is how is it going to affect the currently geared 1800 geared players? And no one really knows. They're not really saying much info on that. The only thing that I really have is they are not going to give people that are 1800 the next PvP tier. And there's also not going to be a new season. This is not marking a new season. I think this is them trying to just reset from ground zero. So overall, I think it's a great change, and I think this is going to kind of bump the game forward. So I am in talks with a couple people, Jazzy Chua, who plays Dominion, on our server, going to be doing some really cool collab stuff with her guild in terms of 1 versus 1 tournaments on the Exile side, working to get a Dominion arena started. But man, that arena took me about a month to do, and it cost me a lot of platinum. So I think that the game is moving forward in a good pace, and I do appreciate you guys listening to the whole video. If you are still listening, I do appreciate it. I know that was a lot to talk about, but there was a lot of info. So that's it. That's all, guys. God bless. Have a wonderful morning or afternoon and evening. And as always, guys, hit that subscribe button if you like what I'm doing. And if you can, support me through Patreon as well. I do appreciate the support there. And lots of really cool stuff to come. I'm going to be doing a lot of gigantic content as well. PAX is this week for them, and going to be really, really excited for that. Once Drop 3 happens and once all these changes happen for WildStar, it's, I think, going to dramatically change the way that PvP is looked at. So I think that is going to really boost the content I can make on my channel. Because people have asked me to do PvP breakdowns of Battlegrounds, and it just does not work at all. But let's not get on another rambling. QN card. Bye-bye.